What's up, everybody? So this video is a little overdue. I'm like a week into the next sprint. So I should have made this video a week ago to close out the last sprint. But there was like a task I was working on that I was like expecting to finish like really, like I was gonna like a day or two after the end of the sprint. I was like, okay, let me just finish this and then I'll count the sprint ended, and it took longer than I thought, and then whatever. But yeah, I should still make the video. So like the retrospective like stuff I was working on, just like acquiring more leads from different channels and talking to them. So I guess there was like 3 main categories. So one was Overlord, like Forfeit Overlord. There's a Discord, so I was chatting with people there, talking to them on the phone, and like the people that I can acquire from there it's a pretty small space, and the product is really buggy, but despite the bugs, they're willing to, like, they're still using it, and like for them the problem is solved, I would say. So I don't think they have a need. Like they're definitely in that early adopter category, but not customer problem fit related, which like is not is like a good signal to like think about. And I think like the commitment device style thing works for some people, but not everybody. So that one, and then interacted more on the Don't Die, like the blueprint, the Brian Johnson blueprint community, and like they're most active on the Don't Die app. And I think that market is kind of a no-go, or like it's just more of a mainstream market. Problem scale 3, I think it's too early actually to entertain them, but I will, there's a caveat to that. So they think about like the what a lot, less so the how. On the discussions about the how, it's just like little bitty things there, like just normal mainstream stuff. No real time or money spent on some solution. And the way that like I'm getting customers is like by providing value. Like what's consistently been working is like I provide value, like they have some problem that I'm helping solve, and then like we have this conversation digitally, and then like, hey, you want to chat on the phone? They're like, sure, why not? Because they're expecting to get more value. So so I'm going to double down on that thing, and I think like that's like generally true. Like, you know, it's the Russell Brunson thing, that provide value at every step, where value is less than price, and then you funnel that, and then they're getting value from you. They want to send up your value ladder. And yeah, even for sourcing, yeah, even for everything, like it's just providing value. Okay, so that one. And then, okay, so second channel was the Reddit ads thing, like the social ads for paying for customer conversations did work. It did work, which was cool. So I think I talked about this last time. So I ran some ads on Reddit. I said, headline is basically like, have you used Forfeit, Beeminder, Reddit Atomic Habits, whatever. We'd like to give you a $40 Amazon gift card for a like 30-minute conversation. And then the landing page says similar stuff, and then you can book a call from a Google Calendar link. And like for a long time, like, dude, it was like 250 clicks, no bookings. Finally got one. I chatted with them. Was just using Notion, more like productivity, more like measuring, not like enforcing. So like maybe a like a little survey funnel would be good, but like I was getting no leads, so I didn't want to add friction. So we chatted. I paid him. We chatted like the whole time. I was like, this guy's not a customer, there's no point in this call. But at the end I was like, you know what, let's, like, I might as well do the concierge MVP. So then I just, like, there were some things that he wanted to work on, but like as a mainstream customer, like diet, reading 20 minutes, praying, and drinking more water. Stupid stuff. right? What am I doing? Yeah, like every day. So then we just like for like 20, like the call was like an hour. And the last 30 minutes was me like providing value. So we were just like talking about atomic habit, like I was just giving atomic habit solutions, like asking about his day, like how it's structured, where things could be best embedded, like what to habit stack it with, and like what the compressed stuff, and like adding rewards and all this stuff, and then decreasing friction with some things and that, whatever. So, and then I was like, text me like when you do these things. And yeah, he sounded excited. I didn't ask for payment. Like that is a good time. Like you could like say, okay, like pay $20, and then like you give a bunch of value, and then you say like and then I was like, okay, so you do all this stuff, text me when you do them. If stuff's not working, I'll text you back. We'll communicate once a week. We can have like a 20-minute chat. Whenever you want to talk, we can talk for 10 minutes. And like concierge MVP, I think it's good. And like this is kind of like, it's also good to charge, like maybe I charge you $20 for the month or whatever. But it's actually fine. I don't think you need to, because retention alone is sufficient data. So if he's actually engaging, then I'm providing value. So like the purpose of money is a proxy for whether the person is going to get value from the thing, but I can directly measure that. So it's not really a big deal. And like I don't know, he's definitely a mainstream customer, problem scale 3. So, or 2. Yeah, actually 2. So I didn't like have high hopes, but I was like, okay, why not? I mean, like a concierge MVP is like a mainstream solution. Anyway, so yeah, it started off. Yeah, we were like texting, and then like just ghosted me, and I've like pinged him a couple times, like very soon after. So I don't know. I think I need to like maybe one thing I think I should pay them at the start of the conversation. Maybe he felt like he should, do whatever to warrant the payment or something. So maybe that was all faux pas shit. Or like I don't know. Anyway, so but yeah, after 250 clicks, had the one conversation. Fortunately, like the CPCs are 10 cents, so it's really not bad. I have 2 more on Monday. So it's actually like, and now it's been like 330 clicks or something, three things. So the 1% conversion rate. So the pay for conversation thing kind of does work. 1% conversion rate. It's kind of bad. And like I was thinking, like if I'm really getting mainstream customers, there's no point in like running ads like this. I can just walk on the street and just cold approach people, like where there's a place with a bunch, like just at a place where there's a bunch of people, or anywhere, and just like cold approach people and just like, have some like hooking question, like cold approach them, have some hooking question. And then if they say yes, then be like, okay, weird question. Like, do you have some habits or like some things you're trying to work on that you haven't been able to, that matter to you or whatever? And then, I don't know, like just like right there, like try to give some value. And then like I'm thinking of like another business idea I validated where like I was working on this picture menu thing. So I mean, and that's like a alternative to like Yelp, Google Maps, like looking at pictures of food. So like everyone uses that. So I just went into a place where there's restaurants, and would just ask people, hey, are you a foodie? And then if they said no, I'd walk away. If they said yes, I'd be like, okay, weird question. Do you like basically screen for the early adopter criteria? Like, are you using existing alternatives in so-and-so case? And if they said yes, I'd be like, oh, cool. The reason why I'd be like, weird question. And then I ask that question. And then after they answer, I'm like, the reason why I ask is because I built this thing. I'd show them because I had the demo, and some of them would be like, oh, cool. Some of them wouldn't give a shit. Some of them would be like, oh, cool. And then I'd be like, yeah, it's this URL. And then some of them would like actually search the URL on their phone. Like these are all funnel steps, and there's drop-offs at each rate. And then I'd ask, is this something you'd use? Well, whatever. That's a bad question. Is this something you'd pay for? Some people would say no, which is actually a signal. Some people would say yes, which gives you no data. If they say yes, that gives you no data because like you don't know what customers will do, and like, people are people pleasing. If they say no, that is actual data. Anyway, the people that would say yes, I would say, would you pay right now? And they're like, sure. And then we would like actually transact money. Anyway, so like something like that kind of flow. just for like the habit thing to like get into so I like provide like a little bit of value somehow, and then try to concierge MVP them. So if I was targeting mainstream customers, then I could just do that, and there's no need to like have this red ad thing if it's just pulling in mainstream customers. If you add the survey funnel, then it's okay, then it's fine, because I mean you're pre-qualifying for whatever you deem, your prompt scale for people. Yeah, so after these two conversations, I'll decide to either like add the survey or just like turn off the thing, because I mean it doesn't even feel good. And like, yeah, I'll probably turn that off, because I'm gonna tell you my new channel acquisition strategy. Like, point is, like, so far the channels, like, I'm just not getting the leads that I want, and so something has to change here, because we're getting the like customer problem fit, that's the goal right now. And they're early adopters. Okay, and then the third thing I did was so I guess think of it in two prongs. So I built like a separate funnel. So I was just thinking, like, there's like a need for like a really good screen time blocker, like Opal quality screen blocking that's free, but like has these AI features where like your shit's blocked, and then you upload a picture that you did like X hours of work, or like you exercise or whatever, and then it unblocks things as a reward. And then also like handles emergency cases, like if you have like your phone gets bricked so that you go to sleep, but then you're out and you have an emergency, you like upload proof, whatever, to the AI, and it unlocks it. And so like, yeah, when I was using Overlord, I was like, that's actually great. And Overlord has like all this other crap in it, and the whole thing is super buggy. I was like, it's like too much. Actually, it should be unpackaged, I think. So you can unbundle just that portion. Anyway, and like, so one, just like it would be cool to build, like nice to have, provide value. Second, it's good lead magnet. So I like talk about stuff is like, hey, here's this free screen time blocker, which is like still part of the solution space, like of AS, like in the execution domain, like some of it you have to block the garbage. So like it's gonna involve like a screen time blocker anyway. So that could be a good lead magnet. And then another thing is like, so my priorities right now are two-pronged. One is like getting leads, front part of the funnel. Like you always build in the order of the funnel and make sure you're stepping along it. And tackling the riskiest assumptions. The riskiest assumptions usually follows the order of the funnel, but in this case, for like a tech risk business, the riskiest assumption is like in product solution fit, or problem solution fit, or solution product fit, which is like retention, like activation and retention. And like the funnel step that I'm at is not that, right? So I think, yeah, this is one of those times where the riskiest assumption, which is what you should be focused on, is not where along the funnel I am. So I think I have to do both of those simultaneously, which diverges from running lean a little bit. But you can't just do the latter. You still need the front end funnel, because like even if you built this amazing thing, there's no one coming in. So both are necessary, I think. And like, yeah. So I think 50-50 is a good split. So anyway, so basically the tech risk is like, can I build such a thing? Like the thing that like automates this execution or whatever. And like a good way to know is whether I can solve the problem for myself. And like I have ideas and like try stuff, but like I don't have the hardware software to like actually implement these things. So I would like some tools that I can use as like a framework, as a playground for me to experiment within, on myself, and like start solving like the tech risk problem. And like maybe it's a little hyper focused to me, but then like once with some learnings and like talking to people that are coming from the other work I'm doing, like bringing them into the funnel, then we can start like generalizing, finding patterns, whatever, and like the concierge MVP stuff, and like some of the things I've built, I can now like start scaling to them, and then like remove myself and all that stuff. So And there's like a few things. So one is like a screen time blocker with AI stuff, so that things can be unlocked. Another is like a Cluely kind of thing where it like sees your screen and like just knows what you're doing on your computer. Another big one is like some hardware, like having a camera on me somewhere, like wearing glasses with a camera, like a necklace with a camera or whatever, that like sees my environment, so it could like pick up on cues, and can like stop me from doing bad stuff like eating French fries or whatever, because there's nothing today that lets you do that. And then I need a forfeit style commitment device thing, and I know some other things. And so like, I mean, it's a lot to build, and like I don't want to get into a build trap or anything. So I was like, what if I take each of these components and instead of building them for my use case, I build them to solve a known problem with a known market that people pay for. There's cash flow. And then now that it exists and like the code is written, the software is built and whatever, I can start modifying it for me personally. And so I avoid some build trap problems. So the AI screen time blocker thing is one of those. So I built this funnel. I'll show it to you. So it's just like a Reddit ads funnel. And like the idea is like, and let me use it as a lead magnet as well. So let's like provide Opal quality screen blocking. Opal is like the leading screen blocking tool. They charge like $100 a year. They have the most customers because they charge the most, which allows them to have like more cash to fund customer acquisition. There are other companies that like charge less, and you would think that they would have more customers, but they don't because they can't fund customer acquisition. So it's this counterintuitive thought where like the person who charges more has more customers than the person that charges less, and that's only because of there's like a bottleneck in the channels. Like users bottleneck to the channels and then expands back out to all the companies. If that bottleneck didn't exist, then that wouldn't be the case. But anyway, so, and they charge the most because they like, yeah, it's like probably the best one anyway. So the more value you provide, the more you can charge. But there's like duplicates that charge less. Anyway, so I was like, instead of, this $100 a year thing, I'll just give it to you for free. Like I'll build an exact duplicate for free. Like it's not that hard to build that thing. And then there's also like this like workaround issue, like you can block it in settings, and I actually figured out a solution to that, which solves a really long-standing problem since like 2018. Like a new, like I thought of this yesterday anyway, so yeah, just provide all that for free, and then the AI stuff is just like an upgrade, $8 a month, whatever, something like that. And just have that standalone, and just like standalone solve the known market, which is like people doom scrolling on their phone and need a screen blocker and whatever. And also can use that as lead magnet. And then once that exists and there's cash flow and like that thing is built, then I can start working on this stuff. And like the other thing is like, I should probably not be personally building anything. Like my comparative advantage is like not there. I should be like working on strategy and talking to people in product design. And so like I need my best friend to join, like great builder, and he's like the first person I'll hire. But like I basically need traction to demonstrate, to convince him to join, which like is how it should be done. And so I was like, if I build this funnel for the screen time blocker and people are like entering a credit card and then they land on a waiting list page, but if I give you evidence of that, would you build it? And he's like, yeah. And he actually started pre-funnel results because he has conviction in that idea regardless, which is good. so yeah, and then you get some cash flow. You start building like so basically like there's a bunch of software hardware, that's stuff that needs to be built. It would be good if you just like build all the components separately without like build traps. Each of them have cash flows, solving a known problem, and then I can start like modifying it to the problem I'm actually trying to solve. And then like each of those are like, I can ascend those customers up the value ladder. And then like, because I'm providing so much value at the end, like each of these, like some of these components can be cheaper than they normally would be and act as lead magnets. Okay, so I built this funnel just on Reddit, like some headline about doom scrolling, like, you know, took the typical like headline template, like how to yay without boo, even without greatest fear, or whatever. And like basically it's like Opal quality screen blocking, like at no cost, and whatever, doesn't matter. And then they land on a landing page. Typical landing page describes like the feature. Oh, in the ad, it's a carousel ad, and like each image just shows like the app itself. Like, so I'm like targeting warm traffic for this. It's not, well, there's no hot traffic. No one knows about me. There's no cold, like it's not for cold traffic, which is like people have the problem, but like don't really know about solutions. I don't care about that market right now. I care about just stealing customers from existing screen time blockers, because that's such a crowded space and there's so many people. So I just want warm traffic only. So problem is understood to the customer. They like know the kinds of solutions, and I'm just saying I'm giving you the exact same thing, like top tier quality for free. Like that's the value proposition. And so yeah, the ad is like a bunch of images of the app. You click, you go to a landing page, and it's describes it again. And it's like you get all the normal stuff for free, and then you can upgrade premium for the AI features. And then email sign up. I'm going to show you all this in a sec. Email sign up, and then you enter and then it's like you have to enter your credit card for like a free. So like what I say is like there's a free trial for, there's a 30-day free trial for the AI features, but at any moment you can like downgrade to the free version. After those 30 days, you just like get charged the amount, but you can downgrade at any moment to the free thing. And the point of that is like adding an email is easy. First of all, if like people are not doing that, like that's a problem. But that theoretically is easy. I do want to increase friction. I want to increase friction to validate whether there's demand. So like, is price okay? Like just like adding credit card, like even though you're not being charged, like that's a good amount of friction. And like there are these stats, like 50% of people who like add a credit card will actually end up paying anyway. So I can like do this proxy measurement for determining how many people will pay. Anyway, and then after that, then like they land on a waiting list page, which I feel so bad. But it basically says like this batch got filled. We're rolling out in stages. So this batch got filled. We'll email you when we open up to the next batch. Like we want to make sure that there's no bugs, so we're doing it in batches, and we didn't charge your card or save it or anything. And then there's like a little feedback box where they can fill out. And yeah, I'll just show you real quick. Okay, so this is the thing on mobile. It's the headline, and add your email address, sign up. That's what it looks like. So I built like all this stuff in Cursor and like drawing inspiration from Opal. And yeah, just describe it, like made some like mock UIs. These are not functional. The landing page with all this stuff. And then this is like, whatever, like to solve the screen time issue. Oh, that's another reason why I asked for a credit card, so that they can, so that this feature can be enabled. Anyway, so that's all the free stuff, and then you can upgrade, and then like this is what the AI thing might look like, whatever, and then a little FAQ. And yeah, so you can add an email. I have no idea. That should work though. So then you land on this, on the credit card page. So it's like no charge, why the card, so that we can like do the thing, and then like this is implemented in Stripe. It doesn't get saved. And then just like add some fact stuff over here. Yeah. So after you fill this out, you would then land on this page, which is the thing about you're on the wait list and the batch is full. And we'll message you and whatnot. And that's basically it. Okay, so that was basically a discussion of like what I had done in the last sprint and then a little over. The screen time blocker thing like took longer than I thought, like especially with cursor, like it should be so fast, but the thing that took a while was just like styling and like writing copy stuff. And like of course I'm using GPT and AI tools for this, but still it's kind of fucking annoying. And anyway, I should not be building, but it's fine. So, or like that's not my advantage, I should be outsourcing that, but it's an unfortunate evil, right? Or like unfortunate thing that I need to do in the short term. It's okay, like do things that don't scale, it's fine. So problem is like I'm not getting the leads I want from like these channels. Like there's some like the B minor forums, like very highly qualified leads. I just cannot acquire that many. Like I really can't acquire, like I can't get like 15 people from that channel. Like I can't get 15 people to talk to from that channel. And if I can get 15 people to talk to, then I can't get 15 people to like show a demo to and sell them to. So I need to switch channels. And like basically get more volume. And the thing that has been working has been providing value, right? Like me providing value, and then I can like upgrade them to a call. And so I was thinking about like what should I be switching to? And like here's a good time to look at the lean canvas. But I was thinking like, suppose I had the product, right? Suppose I have this amazing product, right? It's built, it's all built. What would I do that? What would I then do to acquire customers? I would probably like make content, like social ads, Instagram content, like blogs too, SEO, but like the Instagram stuff is good. Like just like providing value, like basically take Atomic Habits and like provide all of that stuff in value as value, and then like some of my own stuff that I've discovered, and then show like you know how like I'm able to do this, and then like link to software tools, and then like have a lead magnet, right? So like give some value, give some like habit science value, and then be like, you can make this happen with this tool that's free, like go use it. And then once they're in the funnel, then like send them up the value ladder and whatnot. Right. And then like some of those content things I can put into an ad and scale it up. That's probably what that would probably be my traction channel, right? Like running ads, making content, right? Running ads, and the ads are the content. That would be my traction channel, right? And we would test that, and if that fails, then we would switch. And like that is the thing that's been working, me providing value. And the problem was that I just couldn't get enough leads, and this is a way to get more leads. So it's like a scalable way of providing value. So that's going to be my next path. Making content about, you know, just like in the habits world. And like one problem might be like, you know, you get in this like jail where you make content and there's like 10 views or 100 views or whatever, and it's just not enough people. But then, like I said, you could package that into an ad and like forcibly deliver it to more people. And so like it would, like the CTAs would just be like, you can chat with me for free for 20 minutes for us to figure out figure out how to structure your habits in life, whatever, to do the things you want to do, whatever, however the wording is. But basically try to funnel them into a free, not concierge MVP, but like the lead magnet to a concierge MVP, which is like, let me give you some value in a 20-minute call absolutely for free. And like maybe I have some clout because like they see my face a couple times and I've given them value, right? And then after that call, I'm like, hey, do you want to do the concierge MVP for like $20 a month or whatever? And maybe in the beginning I won't charge. And like the price can be based on how many people are accepting. So I think that would be good. So you might argue, like, is this a circular problem? Because, like, basically the whole point of like this of what we're doing, of like finding early adopters, talking to them to assess that they have a problem, to then show them a demo of a solution that they might want, that they buy ahead of time, or like give some like commitment, like give up some value, or like give up something to accept. The whole point of that is like making the assumption that you don't really know, and you're trying to figure it out, like what is actually valuable to people. You're trying to figure out what is valuable to people. And so I mean, you might argue like it's a circular problem because like now I'm saying I'm going to provide you value without going throughout this process. And I think, yes, like you are doing the shot in the darks. Like this time you are in the multivariable problem space, and you can't get around that. You just have to try to provide value in different ways. Like if things are not working, you just have to keep switching. Because you don't have the luxury of talking to people by definition. So yeah, you are in the multivariable problem space, and you keep running different experiments. But I think like if you're providing value solving a known problem with like a known market, and like this exists, right? Because like Atomic Habits, the book, exists, and like people talk about it and all that stuff, then I think it's like more okay if you're in a known market with a known problem. But yeah, and the other thing is like, let's say I can't get this to work, right? Then I have no fucking business anyway, right? Even if I have the best product in the world, if I cannot bring leads into the funnel by like providing content or like putting that into ads and like them clicking over, and what if I can't get that part to work, I have no business. It doesn't matter if I have the best product in the world. So like this has to get solved regardless. So yeah, that's basically my plan. Make content, and like the idea is I can provide value to more people. And so even with the same conversion rate, because there are more leads, I'll have more people entering, like I'll have more people to talk to. And then like maybe it's still the same issue where I'm getting mainstream customers and not early adopters like I want. But if I can get enough scale, you know, some small portion of the viewers are early adopters, and like if I'm doing a good job and people are wanting to talk to me, I can have the survey funnel pre-qualifying whether they meet that early adopter criteria. So yeah, I think that's gonna be my new plan. Just make a bunch of content and throw some of them in ads. So that's half of it, and the other half is, like I said, solving my own problem, tech risk wise. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the sprinkles are. I think based on, so we want like, 15 conversations ish to like validate customer problem fit. And like at a 1% CR, that's like 100, or like, so that's like 1.5 calls a day for a 2-week sprint. It's like 150 people a day at 1% CR. So I need like let's say 200 views a day. And it's probably much lower than 1%. I could even see it being like on the order of 0.1%, or less than that. Who knows, dude? So yeah, and then simultaneously solve my problem. Yeah, so that's the new goal. So basically nothing is really changing. We're just switching channels because the previous channels was not delivering what we needed in terms of lead quality for some channels or volume in another. And we can still do our early adopter criteria vetting, but now just like in a different way, where instead of like where when I was messaging people on forums, I would initially vet, are they an early adopter? Like I would like read a bunch of people's stuff, find the ones that are early adopters, and then target them specifically, right? Now we're casting a wide net to everybody, and then of the people that come, we vet if they're an early adopter. But whatever. I mean, it's like what the, transitive property, whatever, doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's the plan. yeah, so that's the new plan. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. But yeah, the clock is ticking. Like at the end of sprint 2, we should have been at CPF. So we're like behind track because like at the end of the 6 sprints, we want PSF. Like we want basically like 2 or 10 people, whatever the traction roadmap is, having said yes to our demo. Like I will, like they either pre-order it or they put a credit card down, like, and they agreed to like a 30-day free trial and like this price after the 30 days and give me their credit card. And like I need twice as many people of that because right of that 50% conversion rate thing, or like pre-orders. So that has to happen at the end of the first 3-month cycle, which is 6 sprints, 6 2-week sprints. And we've basically done the first 2. So a month has gone by, and we wanted to be at CPF at the end of the first one so that we would have like a whole month. So that we would have 1 sprint for like demo design, and then another 2 to 3 for like making the sales. So we're behind. So yeah, so we really need to find a channel that brings us these leads in the volume that we need. And still the tech risk issue is still huge. So is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, the very last thing I want to say was like how we're doing the 2-pronged thing. 1, like getting leads from the content thing, and then 2, like testing, like solving the technical risk thing for ourselves. And I need all these tools like Playground to assess whatever, to experiment. Obviously, I'm not going to build anything. I'm going to try to use off-the-shelf solutions and like duct tape them like as best as I can. And then maybe if I need to like write like tiny little code blocks, just to like link stuff together if needed. But yeah, basically, ideally duct tape stuff, and like maybe it's not 100% of the way, but like 80-90% of the value, and I can kind of like predict that this would work or whatever. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, other issue, like these are all like the light, or I guess these are leading measure goals, but like I've also been failing like on execution. Like yeah, I don't even think I put in a 40-hour week last week, which is fucking so bad. But like this is the problem I need to solve, right? And yeah, it's not great, right? It's not great at all. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking like I can like like, yeah. I mean, like, okay. Basically, the problem is that I'm just like inconsistent, right? And so I'm working on solving the problem. I'm working on creating a solution that solves the problem that is preventing me from creating the solution, right? But it's not a binary state. It's just going to take longer with my inconsistent work ethic and whatever. And so it's not a binary, like it won't happen. It's just slower. But I can jumpstart it with like something unscalable, like in forfeit, I can just throw in like, put 10, 12 hours in a day and get charged like, $50 a day if you don't, to like jumpstart the problem. Like with an unscalable thing. So yeah. Anyway, so. All right, well, see you not in 2 weeks, in 1 week, because I started this sprint review too late. But okay, bye. Lastly, I did want to mention I'm a total piece of shit. I fucking suck big balls, but okay. All right, see you next week.